Kakarot!
The naive, childlike saying that rivals literal gods and angels in power. Possibly the most famous anime protagonist of all time, the embodiment of breaking one's boundaries and reaching new heights. But before we had OP anime protagonists, ancient writers were already coming up with demigod builds that rival even Prime Victor Wembanyama. Enter Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Wu Chang'an woke up one morning feeling extremely dangerous. It was the day of the Keju, an imperial examination that single-handedly determined if one had the riz necessary to become a high-ranking official of Ming China. Wu knew that today was the day that he would pass the exam and gain power and status, as well as the attention of every single chick that he ever so desired. But today, like exam days before, was no different. Wu took the test, felt not so dangerous after all, and bombed that shit. Wu Chang'an would later reach his dream of becoming an official in imperial court, but he quickly found out that it was not his cup of tea. So he did what he did best. He started writing books. After all, that was what he was good at, not using the Pythagorean theorem. And so in 1592, my humble king Wu Chang'an published a book that would become the greatest of them all, titled Journey to the West, or COZ, anonymously of course, as no one was more humble than my guy Wu. In Journey to the West, Wu Chang'an drew inspiration from earlier Buddhist folktales and legends that had been passed down for centuries. These stories were popular among the Tang dynasty and often depicted the travels of the Buddhist monk Xuanzang and to obtain sacred Buddhist texts from India. As a pioneer in diversity, as well as being high off the hypotenuse.
Hey, I wish I were high on hypotenuse. I wish I was high on hypotenuse.
Wu reimagined Xuanzang's travels, primarily adding a supporting cast of a fat demon pig, river monster with a beard that rivaled Prime James Harden, and of course, our OP anime protagonist, the Monkey King, Sun Wukong. Throughout the narrative, the group faced numerous challenges and encountered mythical creatures, demons, and deities. It was filled with magical powers, godlike characters, and hoeing demons. The story beautifully blended adventure, fantasy, humor, and spiritual teachings. Along the way, the ensemble of unlikely companions would battle their way to ultimately gain enlightenment and heavenly positions. This is one of my favorite stories of all time, but that is a video for another day. So let's dive into our favorite monkey. At the top of the mountain of flowers and fruit lay a stone, but this was not any stone. This stone received the nurture of heaven, Yang, which possesses a positive nature, and earth, Yin, which possesses a negative nature, and thus is able to produce living beings. And so, one day the stone burst, and out came Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong quickly establishes himself as the king of the monkeys on the mountain after he jumps through a waterfall and into a cave, and calls himself Handsome Monkey King. With a desire for immortality and recognition, Sun Wukong sets out on a quest to find a way to extend his life and gain power. He trains under a Taoist master, where he acquires various supernatural abilities, and bro was power scaled beyond recognition. His trusty weapon is a magical staff that can change its size upon command, growing to heavenly proportions, called the Rui Jingu Bang. He possesses superhuman strength and speed, able to travel 54,000 kilometers or 34,000 miles in a single somersault, and can lift 2 heavenly mountains on his shoulders. He has the ability to shapeshift into 72 different forms, including animals, objects, and even other individuals. His fiery golden eyes allow him to see through illusions and disguises, perceiving the true forms and intentions of individuals and creatures. Ain't no demon hoe gonna stop this man. He's a master of martial arts and has his own nifty cloud to travel on. He can also use all sorts of magic, from cloning himself like Doctor Strange did when he fought Thanos, to shooting eye lasers hundreds of years before Superman was even a thing. And on top of that, he's immortal. In fact, Sun Wukong is so powerful that he flew up to heaven, devouring the peaches of immortality, drinking the elixir of life, and squaring up against Buddhist deities and winning. This party pooper was so annoying and unstoppable that Buddha himself had to intervene, trapping Sun Wukong under a giant mountain for 500 years, after which he will be able to redeem himself in a journey to the west. Now, hundreds of years after the story that contained this party-pooping monkey was written, he has become an icon for Chinese pop culture, the OG superhero. There are literally hundreds of film and TV shows dedicated to Sun Wukong and the journey to the west, and I bet his merch puts up Homelander level numbers. Not to mention that kick-ass video game that's coming out soon. In the Western world, the Monkey King is seen in all sorts of video games, from Dota 2 to the infamous League and Fortnite Battle Royale. There's even a Warframe based on him. And when it comes to Son Goku, Toriyama did not even try to change up the answers from the homework he copied from. The Monkey King's staff became Goku's power pole. Goku rides on his Nimbus cloud just like Sun Wukong, and Goku literally transforms into a giant ape in a full moon. Not to mention, both are stupidly OP. Riot, please nerf.